It's another extremely cold one in November today. As you can see, top of the shower is frozen. The pond certainly isn't though, but it's about 9:30 and it's still very low temperatures. Still see frost on glass and roofs, etc. If we go to the outdoor pond, the minimum temperature, or the temperature it is currently, the minimum has been 7.9 and it's currently 9.3. So that's dropped about a degree in one day. And it was frozen yesterday as well. It's November 26th. Come on guys. Bit of grass frost. I've got my coffee in tow. Started off as a ristretto. Had a couple of sips and then I made it into a lungo. So basically I've just put more water in it, get more out of it. On my way down to the main greenhouse, or koi house as it is nowadays, because I'm interested, because this was set to about my heaters yesterday. Yeah, plants have got a good frost on them, look. The bees, look at the heat these give off, look, the bees. Look at these, let's have a look. I've not seen these for a while, have we? They're in a tight cluster, look, that's called a cluster. They tighten up because of the temperature. And then this one, oh yeah, they're really tight in there, look. They are in there. That's a lot smaller cluster in that one, so a bit worrying about them. Hopefully they'll get through. There is something I've got to do. It looks like I can see right through to the bottom, because I've pulled out the bottom boards. They haven't got no bottom boards in these, so I might put them back just to conserve a bit of heat. Just a tray, a board at the bottom that slides in. Not going to do obviously an awful lot, but it will do enough. So yeah, what I'm interested in is in here, because yesterday, the 25th of November, it's the 26th, I turned my thermostats on the two heaters up a little bit, and I walk in and oh my god, coming from cold, that's not on at the moment, but coming from zero out there, it feels absolutely toasty in here. So it feels good, and I'm hoping the koi benefit from that. What's the temperature in here? So hopefully that's saying it's 10 degrees in here. What is it? You can't see it. Forget. It's 10 degrees anyway. That's saying it's 10 degrees. And the water is saying is 10.1 and still the max it's been is 16.3, the minimum it's been is still 8.8, so I could do with clearing that minimum, to be honest with you, because that's showing a max and a minimum. Well, that minimum is an old setting. So what I do know is it's not gone below 8.8, but I want to know what its minimum is now, so I'd have to look on the Inkbird or Inkbird log, see what the minimum is, but I think it's going to be what it is now. So the temperature's not gone up at the minute, but it's 10.1, which, you know, really I need this water to go up to about 12. So it's just showing what it's going to take me to get that there. So obviously that amount of water, it's going to take a bit of a while to get up to the temperature of the room anyway. So Let's have a look at this. .7, you see. I'm saying 10.7, 10.2. So yeah, half a degree, 10.1, exactly the same as what that's showing, but that's showing 10.7. So it just shows you that is this setup with this smaller body of water and smaller surface area is half a degree warmer in there. That's without a lid on. So obviously it'll probably be worthwhile putting lids on these, because then even though it's indoors and I'm growing at the ambient temperature of this room, not a different temperature, you could probably think, well, that's a waste of time, and it may well be. But if there is pressure on the air temperature in here, then obviously if that's getting below a certain temperature, i.e. 10, and the heaters are on and it's struggling at that, at that maximum, trying to heat it up, then if you've got covers on this, if I've got cover on this pond, it will just take away that extreme of altering the temperature of this pond, if that makes sense. But I'm reluctant to put a cover on this and just keep it open, because the idea for this is to have it open this year, test it with the ambient temperature of here to see what the actual heating bill is going to be like and stuff like that. Because last year, heating this one up, this one here, this 500 litre with the 1 kilowatt heater there under there, which was set up here, that cost me, what was it, I bet you're looking about £100 a month. £100 a month easy to keep it at 24 degrees. So last year it'd probably be about £300 heating bill for that. And what did I gain from it? I gained the enjoyment of that pond, but it was covered up. So if this cost me £300 this year, roughly, to heat this whole room up, the plants will enjoy it better. Everything will benefit that's in here, because it's only getting down to 10-12 degrees. Then happy days. I'm spending £300, but I'm getting this enjoyment out of it. I could literally sit here, and because it's cold outside with my coffee, yes, it's 10 degrees in here, but it still, after coming from outside, it feels 10 degrees warmer in here. It's absolute toast. And obviously the fish are enjoying that as well. So this is 10.1, and I think the temperature up there, what was it, 9.3? So that's saying it's only, the difference is only 0.7 of a degree from this pond to my outdoor pond at the moment, which is, to be fair to my outdoor pond, doing well. But again, and I've said in my previous video, and I'll probably keep saying it, this hasn't gone below 10. That has. That's probably dropped. But I didn't see the minimum on that. I bet it's dropping to 8 degrees last night. So you think that temperature of 2 degrees in one night, that's going to affect the fish. Whereas these have had, if you like, consistent 10 degrees, toasty. So they haven't had the fluctuation of temperature, and that's the beauty and the benefit, and that's where you'll get the benefit from it, hopefully. So yeah, so I'm a little bit, if I'm honest with you, I'm a bit disappointed, just in the back of my mind there, thinking, because I was hoping that this temperature might have been up a bit, because I've obviously, this has been heating yesterday and obviously today overnight, and that's saying it's 10 degrees air temperature in here, and that's not on at the moment. I can feel it, and I think that kicked in about a couple of minutes ago, and I think it's probably kicked off now. So it's maintaining this temperature now, so it's maintaining an air temperature of 10 and an inside temperature of about, pool water temperature of 10. So, and I was hoping, considering that I have turned it up quite a little bit, because it's putting an extreme on the outside ambient temperature is 0 and this is 10 in here. You think this polycarb and what have you in the heaters are maintaining a plus 10 degrees to the outside ambient temperature at the minute, at this very moment in time. 10 degrees plus. Okay, that's air temperature, not water temperature, air temperature. So obviously I was hoping that because I turned, so what I was going to just say, sorry, before I skip on, if I hadn't have changed that as I did yesterday, this would probably, I would imagine, are probably 2 degrees lower now. So this would probably be 8, and this would probably be touching about 8.8. That is minimum 9. Probably this would probably be about 9, and that would probably be about 9.8. Because obviously the water temperature, the loss of temperature from it is probably a slower reaction to the air temperature. So what I mean by that, if I was to turn this heater off and not heat in here at all, the air temperature at time would be 0 now. Well, it wouldn't drop 0 in like instantly, would it? It would probably take a bit cycle for it to gradually lower. Then the water temperature would be behind the air temperature, because obviously water is denser than air, so that would be the last to reduce in temperature. So it's going to be the last to obviously heat up as well. So yeah, don't know what to do now. I suppose what's not helped me is I'm doing this at the extreme pressure time when it's at its lowest temperature, and it has been consistent for a couple of days. Now we normally get this about this time of year, and also January, February, where heaters are kicking in. I mean, I've noticed my house, the heating in there were kicked in proper full bore this morning, and it was on and on and on to keep up the temperature, whereas before it might only kick in for about 15 minutes in the morning and then just keep it just warm. Whereas this morning it was on, like, at the moment it came on to the moment it went off, that boiler was on and off, really, you know, kicking in to keep everything at the temperature that it's set at, which is 20 degrees in the house. So yeah, it's probably not the best time to set it up, because it's going to psychologically it's going to cost me more, I know that. Whereas if I'd have got it set to about 12 and this was already happening, you know, with warmer days, psychologically in my head it's not kicking in as much. So yeah, at the minute I think I pretty much know I've really got to dial these up again to get it warmer than what it is now, which is an absolute bummer. I think what I'm going to do, this is definitely saying 10 degrees, so I'm sure, I think I might have broke it. I had another little thermometer somewhere. I think I'm going to get, I might have broke it. I had a little mahogany thermometer. Let's have it on the wall. But anyway, I'm going to get another room thermometer. I've got one somewhere, so I'll have two to compare one against the other, see what the temperature is. And but I probably will tweak these up again. If I want 12 degrees in here, that's what I've got to do. Bomber! But anyway, fish. Still the same, it's only been a day, still alive and kicking. Let's have a look at the Shiro, because that's that one, the Shiro at Surrey, that I was looking at yesterday is no longer in the corner. Where is it? Just have a check. I can see it. Water's nice and clear. It's in there somewhere. Yeah, it's only 2,000 litres. So I cleaned this yesterday, guys, as you know, I think. There's just a little bit of muck in there. So that's done. So while I'm in here, I've got my porridge on soak in the house. I'm having porridge this morning with some nut milk. So I've just heated my nut milk up, dropped my porridge in, about 50 gram. Had a Chinese last night, so I've got to try and be a bit better today. And So yeah, I've got that, so I'm going to just clean this out, pull it, purge, you've seen it all before. And this, I'll put that up there just to keep out of the way. Going great. That filter on top of there is absolutely mint now. Look at that. That's ready for a clean out. Look, there's more water on there running down, so that's due. So while this is all off, I'll hose that down and put it all back on. I've got no food to feed them. Sorry guys, they're looking interested, aren't they? But I've got nothing. I've not cracked open that sackie yet because I don't want to feed them at this temperature at 10, because I'll be too tempted to give them something. So I'm just have to monitor that this week. And the week after I'm going to Matlock, so I've got a little holiday booked. So yeah, they're probably not going to get no food for a couple of weeks, to be fair. This is still going well, still producing some DOC, a bit lighter now though, look, which is good. So hopefully that fish is perked up. So are you guys eating? Well, if you are, what temperature are you eating? Drop a comment down below. What is your pond temperature outside? If you've got a grow or a pond indoors, what is your temperature? Thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button. If you have subscribed, thanks for your subscription. And I'll see you on the next one. To conclude this week's video, it's been cold today. It's been grim. So I've been dabbling with my heater thermostats, and I got the temperature up to about 14 degrees earlier, and I was quaking, I'm telling you, at that temperature. The main pond is still at 9.3. It's not changed all day. It's been really cold. The temperature's not lifted at all today, really. So I'm going in there now to see. Oh, it feels so cozy in here. So what I've done, just to run through, I'm going to see what the temperatures are. I have got a thermostat in here, another thermometer, so I'm going to show you that in a minute. And I just wanted to come in, it's 20 past 3, and I was in here at 9:30 messing about with the two heater thermostats on the side. So I've basically put them up. I've just heard that one kick in, the one that's here, and like I said, yeah, that's on. That is actually, you can't see it, it looks like it's right up there for some reason. Oh, it's there. There you go. 10, 12, 14, just over 14, 15 degrees. And I've also got this thermometer here, and this is at 10. That's actually slightly above, look, 16 degrees. So I think at that, this heater's just kicked in. So at the minute, I can feel that's just gone on or off. So at the minute, this is about 15 degrees, which is a little bit too much really. So I'm going to leave that on there. I've just turned that off. It's just under the, so wherever it clicks, it's just slightly under. So it'd be interesting, what's the water temperature in here? 10.2. So it's gone up 0.1. So even though the air temperature is 15 in here, because I've had the heaters up today, feels lovely in here. I'm just going to go over to that one. I'll walk over there. I'm just going to tweak that one down, so hopefully they're pretty much in sync, and then leave that then and see what minimum temperature I get in here. And hopefully the water temperature in here will draw the warmth out the air and get this temperature up in here. So we will see. I mean, it's got to, hasn't it? It's got to in time, but I don't know how long that's going to take. So really I could do with getting some hot water and pouring it in to raise it manually, really get it to the same temperature as the air temperature. But I don't know there. I have got some water jugs. I've got big, those that I have water in. So I could actually take those, up to the house and get the water from my tap poured in and fill them so it's nice and hot, and put that in, see if that raises the temperature. But I think I'm just going to leave that on 15 degrees, leave these on, and then see what ambient temperature this gets. So we will see. We have got severe frost this morning, 8 degrees in the main pond. It's an absolute beautiful morning, but it is bloody cold. Hate it. Going away next week, first week of December, just to Matlock for a week, and I think I'm going to book the Gran Canaria in February, treat myself and the wife. I might get some 15-20 degrees is there. So yeah, the frost is quite beautiful. I've got my activity with the bees today. They will be absolutely freezing their little legs off. I'll go my usual walk into the greenhouse, koi house, and it'll be toasting here. Yes it is, but just conscious of the heater's there, so I'm coming down quick now. The heater's not on, but it's toasty in here. Ooh, temperature in here, look, it's been pushed. It's 10. Ooh, just 12, maybe just 12. So I've obviously got the heaters set now to where they need to be. Oh, and then on this side, it's 10. And then the water has gone up a little bit to 11.2. 11.2. So I've got to wait now to see if this water goes up. I don't know. I've actually got 2 electronic display thermometers, hygrometers. There's in the Black Friday deal on Amazon. There's £5.45 each. So I've got 2. So obviously I'll have one on here. Probably put one on there, and then I'll probably sit one down, you know, this end somewhere. I don't know quite where, but then I'll have these as well. So I'll have a minimum, maximum, and then I will review from there. A good view of the koi in here for a change. They look like they're doing well. And like I say, it doesn't seem like I'm achieving a lot, but on my old setup, the condensation in here was incredible. It was just really bad, and now it's really starting to dry out. You can see even the roof. And look at the roof in here. It's more or less dry. So the benefits of before, it would have been below 10 degrees here now. It would have been in here, in this air temperature in here, it would have been 8 degrees, and these would have been keeping to 8 degrees. Well, I'm keeping this to a few degrees higher. So yes, it's going to cost me a lot of money, but those, say 4 degrees, it's keeping a much better atmosphere in here. I mean, look at it, it's drier, the humidity's lower, there's no mopping up to be doing every day. The water's going to be hopefully around 10-11 degrees, but I need it to 12 ideally. So obviously at the minute, because this is trying to be raised, it's struggling to raise it. So what I'm going to do, I think, I did this the other night to give it a bit of a bump, and I bumped it by about half a degree. Those big containers that I've got, I took them up to my house, filled them 3/4 full of hot water. You get quite a lot of water in them. Really hot water in them, carried them down, poured them in, and I reckon if I do that, this will probably bump this to about 0.8 degrees to 12, and then hopefully that this will be enough in here to maintain that at 12, and then I'm going to start on a another feed. Start just trickling them feed because I haven't been fed at all. Not been fed at all now for a good 4 days. So they will be wanting a bit of food soon. And all of this is doing well. So that's it. Just wanted to come in and have a look at that. A look at the fish on that Tancho shower. The sides are getting better on there now. They're really starting to get lighter. This Momotaro, I think it was Momotaro shower that I've got off Gatwick Koi a few years ago when I went to Brighton. There's like a Tosai going into Nisai. It's starting to put on some shape, which is good. And the Kohaku as well, the Sharky line, Adam by Kohaku. Look, they've got a really nice body shape of that as well. So, and then here's their Chiba leading them. Wanting some food. So here's the other, that shower. And then there's the Maritan. Some eyes on it and head on it. Looks, I want to get that growing, but so yeah, so I'm getting all round tropicalness in here. Or, you know, I mean, the cannas are started to grow again. Look, at 10, 11, 12 degrees, 13 degrees. Everything just happier and more buoyant. The calicaceas are sort of not dying off because they're not at 8 and 7 degrees and load. And like I say, the biggest difference is that obviously at 8 degrees, minimum of 8 degrees in here, it's obviously at a saturation point of the air, the water in the air, the moisture in the air. It just reaches a saturation point where you get it all over the windows and everything. And they used to come in as well when I would breathe, and below that, round about 8, 9, you would get, like when you go for a walk and you get that breath of moisture coming out your mouth, you get that in here as well, and you'd come in and it would feel clammy. Yet you come in here now, and to us Brits, around 12 degrees, it still feels quite nice when it's actually freezing solid outside. So still get the odd plants. The jasmine is doing better now since the humidity's changed, I've noticed as well. So yeah, everything, the building, everything just looks and feels better. The fish are fine, obviously better because this water's not 8 degrees. So yeah, just got to get them up down to 12, hopefully by putting that in there. What I'm going to do is, like I say, put hot water in there, see if that holds 10 with this, and if not, I'm going to have to probably tweak that one up, because that one, that temperature there is showing, that's on 10, and this is showing on 12. This is showing higher. You can see there, look, it's above 10. Well, that one isn't, so there's a bit of a discrepancy there. So is that because the thermometer is not as accurate, one of them? Is that one reading too high? Is that one reading too high and that one too low? I don't know. That's where I'll get them all, the two in here next to them, so I can get a balanced view. If I wasn't so stingy or so worried about the cost, I'd just knock them up a bit more and not even worry about, you know, this reaching 12. I'd be on about 13 and be about 14 in here. But that 2 degrees heating the air temperature is obviously going to cost me, I think, twice as much as it would keeping it at what I'm trying to aim it at. So I'll see. And the flip side of that is, last year I heated this 500 litres up with a 1 kilowatt heater to 24 degrees for a couple of months. I think for 3 months. So I'll have to weigh up what the benefits are. Obviously this one has got, this one, it's had quite a lot of fishing actually. This had about 8, 9, 10 fish in it last year. Oh, this did, but that didn't. I think that had 4 in it. I kept that at 4 because obviously you can't get more, you can't get many fish in there because it's not big enough. But it was all ganky in here, cold in here. That was lovely and toast in that 500 litre grow on with a 1 kilowatt heater, 24 degrees we're cover on. Feed still going in. Yeah, all in here was like 8 degrees and damp and cold and so on and so forth. So yeah, I can't heat like I have done and have a 1 kilowatt heater on as well. Just ridiculous. Because these two, that and that is 6 kilowatt. Now in an ideal world, what probably would be best, and I mentioned it before, get these heaters down a bit, push this to about 10, so it's a bit lower than it is now, a couple of these go lower than it is now, and have an air source heat pump on the back of this greenhouse here, feeding this, and then set this to whatever I need. But I won't be doing that now. This would be the end of the season. So yeah, I'm probably starting this up because I'm not pushing the end of the season with heating here, am I? So we'll see. Oh, hate winter. The moon's still out, look. Bloody hate it. What do you like, guys? Do you like winter? I know some absolutely love winter and hate summer. I've got a cousin, and my cousin loves winter and Christmas and hates the warmth. But no, not me. Not me. Put me in somewhere warm now. Getting up, having breakfast and a coffee, and then put some suntan lotion on. And I don't like it mega hot, but just sunbathing, just nice. So hopefully we're going to get away with a little bit of just nice in February. I've never done it before that time of year. So yeah, and this one now is just literally iced up in here, look. So I'm probably going to be best to get this water out of here, so I don't want it damaging the liner. I've not sucked the water out of there yet. It's not actually in use, look. So obviously any water in the pipes are going to be frozen, so I don't know. It just shows you, if you don't have water running, it will freeze. Everything else is running fine. .4 fish are in there, look, swimming around. Oh, it's been a massively cool day today in Nottingham, in the UK. I think frozen all day. Wednesday the 29th. Koi are looking great. Water's looking absolutely bob on. Now what I have got, I've just set up the these two temperature, min max and humidity. There was only £5.95 on offer on the Amazon Prime week, whatever it was. So I only needed one, but I thought I'll buy two because that's how I roll. That's it, just set in. I think it does it every, minute. It will do that and take a reading and sort of reset to that. And there's a maximum, a minimum, and the current, and the same with the humidity. So there's a button here, you just press that button and that just zeros everything, and it just, does it from that moment on. So what I will do is, I've done that to both. I've got one there and I've just put one on here. So this one is saying it's currently 13.4. The min and max, I'm going to play that by here. I'm not really bothered about that because that's when I reset it about 5 minutes ago. As you can see, the minimum so far in the last 5 minutes, it was 13.4, so it hasn't dropped yet. Now I've turned this heater down a little bit, this one, because it seems to be a little bit warmer at this end. This is 13.4, and according to this, that says 13, just over 13, so it's about right actually. So they tie in, which is great. And then I've turned that one up a little bit because it does seem a little bit cooler at this end. That is just under, that's gone to 12 now. When I first came in it was just under. And on here it's saying it's 12.6. and its maximum has been 13.7, minimum 11.9. So being as it's 13.4 now, what I will do, press this button, reset it, and it's just to 13.4, you see. So at this current moment in time it was 13.4. So in the 3-4 o'clock in the morning when it's at its coldest, in fact saying that, it's a good example now, because I've been doing this since, it's now Wednesday, and I've been messing with this since Sunday with the thermometer, the heaters. So I should have it about right now, so I'm nearly there, nearly there. Since I've turned that up a little bit, it's just balanced this side up. This has definitely gone up to 12. This was in between that and that, about 11, and it's definitely gone up on this, and that's saying it's 13.5. look now. So since I've reset that, which was only a minute ago, this has gone up to 0.5, so 0.1 it's gone up. So that would be around about right. Now the water temperature, I've come in with 2 barrels of water again, hot water. That was on 11.1. So it's put it up 0.2 by putting about 50 litres of hot water in there. Gone up 0.2. This is 11.3, look. So really, I don't know why, and that's why I've turned that up a tweak. It just seems to be taking a while for this to get up to the ambient temperature. That's why I was questioning this. Well, that's gone up a little bit now. Still, look, gone up again a bit more. So it's rising. 13.8. So it's gone up 0.4. And I think that's because this heater's kicked in. So hopefully 13.6, 13.7. look, that's just gone up. So this heater's kicked in. It might have just kicked out actually, but it has just been on. So if I can hold my nerve and hold out at this temperature, so this area in between the whole thing is around about in between 13 and 14, 13.8, it's about the same, look. I'm hoping that given time this will come up to at least 12. At least 12. I mean, there's no reason why this water body doesn't become the same temperature of what's in the air. So that's going up, look, to above 12 now. So hopefully that thermostat, that heater will go off in a minute. But I'm just going to leave it again. So I've done what I can now. So I'll monitor that. I've got the 2 thermometers on the wall. So they're all pretty much in sync. Let's see what this one's saying. This one's saying, yeah, it's 11.1. This one, look. 11.1, 11. So yeah, I just 11.4. So yeah, I was hoping that this would be about 13 now. So if that's saying it's 13 in there, on that, on that's 12, that this would either be bob on or I'd be tweaking this down, saving myself some money because I've got the temperature right on this pond. But anyway, I'm not there yet, so it's costing me an arm and a leg, and the water temperature's not where I want it to be yet. So but hopefully it'll get there. So I'm just waiting about now for that to kick off and for that one to kick off, and then I will see what temperature I've got here. Yeah, that's definitely off now. I can feel it. That's definitely off. And my temperature is 13.7. So it shouldn't be any more than 13.7 in any point in time. So I could get away with turning that down a little bit more, assuming that air temperature of 12 in here, that water, the water bodies will be able to match it somehow. Let's have a look, just out of interest, what's this one on? 12.9 now, look. So let's see what it is with this. Ooh. This one's not far off. Yeah, this one's looking more promising. But this one is taking some getting up. Some reason. That's just reset again. That's a bit strange. So the minimum it's been is 12.9, and that happened in front of my eyes. It's just took another reading, it's now 13.7, and it was 13.9 maximum. So the air temperature in that region has fluctuated. I was taking it again, look. Yeah, I think it takes it about every 5 minutes. So we will see. On that note, thanks for watching. Hit the subscribe bell if you haven't already. Thanks if you have subscribed. Hit the like button, just tap it while we're at it, and be much appreciated. And you'll see these guys next time, hopefully in warmer water, but with me crying my eyes out because my electric bill's so high.